The show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint, where the truth always matters. I'm your host, Charlie, the country conservative and co-host, Brendan, from the Brendan Statler Show. We are your source for conservative news. Now on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Conservative Viewpoint. I'm your host, Charlie, the country conservative.
And I'm Brendan Statler, host of the Brendan Statler Show and Unchained.
Tonight we gather under a cloudy sky, a sky that mirrors the collective sorrow of our nation. As we navigate these troubled times, we find ourselves grappling with grief, division, and uncertainty. The echoes of pain reverberate through our streets, our homes, and our hearts. America, once a beacon of hope, now stands at a crossroads. We witness the fraying fabric of our unity, the threads of trust strained, the seams of understanding unraveling. Our nation's soul bears the weight of loss, the loss of loved ones, the loss of trust in institutions, and the loss of shared visions for our future. In the quiet corners of our minds, we ask questions that linger like shadows. Why does tragedy strike with such cruel precision? How do we heal wounds that seem to deepen with each passing day? And can we bridge the chasm that divides us? Or are we destined to drift further apart? Today, as we face the harsh realities of our times, let us remember that resilience resides within our DNA. We are a nation forged in struggle, a tapestry woven from diverse threads, each contributing to the rich mosaic of our history. Our founding fathers knew adversity intimately, and they bequeathed to us the legacy of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering resolve. But let us not mistake stoicism for indifference. Our tears are not signs of weakness. They are tributes to our shared humanity. We weep for lost dreams, fractured families, and the ache of unmet promises. And yet, even in our tears, we find strength, the strength to rebuild, to reconcile, and to rise anew. So in the sunset on this, what is today? Monday. Let us seek solace in timeless truth that binds us. Our love for liberty, a reference for the Constitution. Our belief in the indomitable spirit of the American people. They endure. They are the compass points that guide us through tempest, reminding us that storms pass, the principles endure. So thank you for joining us tonight. May our conversations be a heal wounded souls and be a lantern in the darkness. And may America find its way back to the light. Welcome everybody to the show. We have a guest with us tonight. William Lockett is joining us. And tonight we are going over everything. Say hi, William. That was his hi. He didn't say it. He just waved.
I try and wave, but no hand.
Hey, it works. All right, guys, we're going over tonight. I didn't dictate anything on here. We're going over everything that we found. I hope you guys in chat has come up with articles. And I think it was Marine yesterday said that we should keep everything that you get. Any articles, newspaper clippings, everything that you have of Trump's attempted assassination, keep a hold of it because we are going to look back if we ever find out the truth, which I doubt we will. But we want reference to what is going on now compared to what the government tells us in a month, 2 months, whatever it's going to be. So make sure you guys keep everything so we can have everything in there. Hi, Billy Bob, Alan, Dennis, Vic's in the house. Everybody, how you guys doing tonight?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh what? You're getting a little blurry there, William. What I got first, I'm going to start you off with. I
I
have
know.
I have a ton of videos. Nothing's in any kind of order or anything, but we're going to start off with a couple articles, which pisses me off because the first one is Democrat lawmaker chides sympathy for the devil after Trump got shot. Oh yeah. Now I'll listen to this, and I want you guys' opinion on all this from this. Democrat Colorado State Representative Stephen Woodrow had no sympathy for former President Donald Trump after he was shot in the ear in an apparent assassination attempt. The last thing is what he says. Now I quote: "The last thing America needs was sympathy for the devil, but here we are." And Woodrow posted this after the shooting, and that killed one and left two others critically injured. Now, what do you think of that, Democrat guys?
These are the same people that have been saying for years that we were the divisive ones. We were the ones sowing chaos and creating division and had hateful rhetoric. We have an assassination attempt on the former president, most likely the next president, the same man that they have vilified for 8 years now. They've compared him to Hitler, called him a threat to the nation over and over again, said every negative thing about him possible, demonized him in every way possible. And now an assassination attempt has took place on President Trump's life. And it is because of that same exact rhetoric, the sympathy for the devil, that same exact rhetoric is why this assassination attempt took place. You know what? And I'm going to go through this real quick. Sorry. I don't want to hear another word about January 6th and Donald Trump saying fight like hell ever again. Because Joe Biden said just days before we need to put Trump in a bullseye. Now, whether he meant to say that or not, I still don't want to hear another word about January 6th and fight like hell again. We're going to talk about rhetoric. This is exactly what the Democrats and their operatives in the media have created over the last 8 years. We now have an assassination attempt on Trump, and I hope to God it's the last one, but you never know.
Yep. William, what do you think? Are you there?
I think, yeah, barely. My internet's acted a little wonky.
Uh-oh.
It's like you'll freeze up, and then Brendan will freeze up, and you'll whatever. I'm here now. What I think we're seeing now, especially from this guy, is the same thing they're always trying to put out. Okay, well, the Republicans are still bad, and we still have to oppress them in every way, shape, and form, and they're still Nazis. To be able to achieve that end, they will use anything they can. And a comment like saying, okay, well, sympathy for the devil, assuming that's to make Trump out to be the bad guy and we're having sympathy for the bad guy. They never use their phrases properly. It's stupid, but it's an admission that they lost. It's an absolute admission that they have nothing now. They realize that they tried to kill the dude and it failed, which means we get to put him in office. Because if not, we're just going to find a new office to put him in and put a new government around him. So it doesn't help their ends any. It doesn't help America any to be spouting off this kind of nonsense. If anything, it's a trigger word for somebody who's getting MK Ultra into doing something stupid. So,
well, hell, yeah, you're right. But listen to this one. Mississippi Congressman staffer says, don't miss next time after Trump assassination. If you guys heard about that one, that was from that idiot. Where's he at? What's his name? Oh, Benny Thompson staffer, Jacqueline Marceau. But right before we got on, she was canned. They fired her for making that comment. So
they're like, this is going to come out and you're going away now.
Oh yeah, but the bullshit part of this is that she made the comment in the first place.
Are you really surprised though?
No, I'm not.
This is the same exact rhetoric we've seen for how long? I mean, it wasn't going to go away because let's be perfectly clear here. This was not just some random nut job that went and took a shot at President Trump. They tried to take him out like Kennedy.
No.
This was the deep state. This was 100% deep state. I mean, I mean, they've tried everything else against him. I mean, did anybody really think that assassination was off the table? This is one thing that Tucker Carlson mentioned a year ago, maybe even a little over a year ago, that they were going to try this, and everybody called him crazy, called him a conspiracy theorist and all this. Well, it has happened. Anytime somebody stands in the way of the globalist New World Order, the CIA takes them out. Yep. That is exactly what, I mean, you just look at and I know we're going to get into this, but
every single time.
You cannot convince me that a 20-year-old soy boy completely got through Secret Service and all this security. I mean,
has no digital footprint.
And they just said that they looked at his search history and everything, you know, all of his electronics at his house. They mysteriously can't find anything linked to political motivation. I'm calling bullshit on that. This guy was definitely a plant.
Yeah, they're not looking hard enough. I can't fucking see you, dude.
No, this was a CIA plant.
Check his emails. Check his emails.
Well, they did just get into his phone, but they're not releasing anything yet.
I don't trust anything though. It's the FBI looking.
The NSA already has all that.
Yeah, right. The FBI is not doing a real investigation. This is all just to make everything look good. They are not doing a true investigation. They know who this guy is.
Yep.
They knew what he was up to because really they were involved in it, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Well, Dennis says that we cannot coexist peaceably with the left. And he's right. We can't.
Hey, Charlie, when you get a chance, check your phone. I had something, but
the problem is
I don't want to mention it if you have it.
Everybody
I do not.
left is being a malevolent actor, but that doesn't mean that the people that are on the left are bad people. They're just misguided. They're lost. They're looking for something to reach out to that's not God, that's not tradition, that's not patriotic, because they hate the concept so much they can't fathom it. If you can't wrap your head around something, you can't make it the basis for your survival, and all they can wrap their heads around is more hate. So
exactly.
I don't know.
Now, do you guys see that big article there? Well, I got to put this out first. Crook's parents, Matthew and Mary Crooks, are certified behavioral health counselors, and look what the fuck they raised. A nutcase. The boy. All right, since we're into this already, and to this dude, I'm going to let you watch this video. Let me find him, because just by the sounds of this dude's nuts. So take a look at this real quick. It's a short video, but this is him talking right before the shooting.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
What the fuck was that? Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
You got the wrong guy?
I've seen a lot of stuff like this going around social media lately, and I have no idea if it's true, but saying that the guy that actually did the shooting was not the guy they killed. Like I said, you can't believe what you see on social media. Who the hell knows? Honestly, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I mean, this is something that should concern every one of us, because I mean, from not the Secret Service agents that went in and protected Trump. I'm talking about the head of the Secret Service should be fired immediately, but they won't be, because that's Joe Biden's call. And it just won't happen. I mean, this is inexcusable. There is, reports. I mean, the numbers vary, that they had eyes on the shooter for up to 30 minutes before the first shot was fired. How did nobody approach this guy? How did nobody take him out before he took a shot at Trump?
Well, you did see. Didn't you see where the local cop did try to confront him, and
that cop approached the guy, didn't he?
The local one
did. He pushed out like a bitch.
Yeah, because he pointed a gun at him and he said he fell off
could
the
have solved
roof.
the entire problem. We wouldn't have had to have a conversation about snipers. We wouldn't have had to have the conversations about any of this.
Right, the kid had a ladder there, so why didn't the cop go back up the ladder with the gun and take him out right there?
Yeah, they absolutely should have. And since you brought that up, Charlie,
Why didn't he just do it when he first saw the guy?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Since you brought that up, Charlie, I'm going to bring this up real quick. This is from One American News. Secret Service blames local police for assassination attempt. They say that cops were tasked with securing properties ahead of and during rally. There is so much shit in this entire event. Everything once again points to this is an inside job. Nothing else makes sense. I mean, how can the Secret Service be so underprepared for an event like this? I mean, and I've said this on other shows I've been on since this happened. You know, if you were going to assassinate a president or a presidential candidate, this is the perfect setup. A building 150 yards away from the stage where the presidential candidate is speaking. I mean, come on. And this is another thing that not a lot of people know. Secret Service, anytime a president, former president, current, whatever, goes to an event, they go to that same location multiple times, at least 3 weeks prior. You mean to tell me that nobody noticed that building? Nobody noticed that that is the perfect place for a sniper to take out the president? Nobody noticed that? Come on.
Yeah.
Something is horribly wrong with all of this.
What do you think?
I mean, if there was that much of a clear shot, I don't see why they didn't have snipers stationed on that roof anyway. You know,
that's why. Well, that's
right,
why
exactly.
I don't see why.
There's no reason that building should not have been secured. They didn't have any drones. It didn't seem, nothing. No aerial support, which you would normally have. I mean, nothing. I mean, it almost looks like this was intentional, like they wanted this to happen. It's unbelievable.
It is, but it's just like crazy. But you know what? Everybody's talking about that, where's it at? Oh, William, he was talking to you about the politicians and the left that they can't coexist with.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, sure you can. You have to. I mean, we're all in this boat. The guy that reattached my hand when I was down at Oregon State Health University, he was a massive Democrat and liberal, and he had all kinds of weird ideas. But you know what? He still managed to do his job and get my hand reattached. So we need these people to be able to do these things that we need them to do, because I don't want to have to do everything. I don't want to have to be a medical doctor. I don't want to have to work on that and be a politician and be this and be that. We can't do it all ourselves, so we need other people. And like Negan said in Walking Dead, people are a resource. So,
right. Tammy makes a good point too. Which we mentioned.
We got to find a way.
The cop knew the guy. She said the cop knew the guy that was on the roof. She said to have the gun. Why did he not go up the ladder with his gun drawn? Which he was following the guy up there. So yeah, she had as a point. Why did he? Like you said, William. Why didn't he take him out right then?
Why didn't he do his job?
Exactly. That is his job. And the sheriff, I think, a video on that saying that they're not heroes. That he did exactly what he should have done, which is wrong. But I want to get to Dennis's comment. What about this? What if the alleged shooter didn't actually shoot Trump? Maybe it was really a second government-sanctioned shooter that this kid was the fall guy for.
It's a possibility. They did it with JFK.
Yeah, very well. Could have been. Point being,
good point. But
Dead's dead.
If you guys remember, oh, you know what? I'm going to show you the video of the shooting real quick, because then I have something to ask all you guys, because it didn't make any sense to me. But take a look at this real quick. This is the actual shooting that happened.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look what happened.
Okay, now we're going to stop it there because the question I have for you guys, because this confuses me, the guy that actually got killed, okay, was to the left of Trump. If we're looking at Trump, he was to the left. How did he get hit?
He was on the
There's a lot
right.
of possibilities,
I
I
saw when
guess.
they were hauling his body off. It was down the right-hand side of the stands. If it was Trump's left, it would be the facing direction Trump was facing. So
Yeah,
it's
it was
left over
actually
there.
to Trump's right. It was actually to Trump's right. Is where they supposedly took the guy from whenever they showed.
Well, then why would they haul him all the way across the bleachers to haul him off the bleachers?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
'Cause they
So
hauled
let
him
me
off on
show
the
you.
other side.
Right. Where is that one at? It's not on here now. Because he was, yeah, because if he was supposed to, because I can understand that if he was on the right hand side of the stage, but they showed him on the left hand side of the stage when they were hauling him off the thing. That's what didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, like at all.
Right. So because
it
where
wouldn't
the
make
way
any sense
Trump,
to
the
have
way the shots were
carted all the
coming
way
from,
across.
right. So
We're
I
coming
just
left
didn't.
to right across the screen, and so whoever was on the right of Trump was in danger when Trump was being shot at.
Right. So was there another
So
bullet
I
coming from
don't
the other
even see
way?
how people can assume. No, there couldn't have been. The dude had to be in the different location. I don't
Yeah.
see how
So
anyone could
that's what
logically
was
put
just
together an argument
confusing.
for
Yeah.
emergency services taking the dude all the way across the bleachers and then down the stairs. That no sense.
Right. And Dennis and I were trying to count the bullets, and I counted between 8 and 10. But Dan Bongino and with
I
the
counted 14.
actual, you counted 14. We were getting echoes, and we weren't counting for
There were
whoever
bursts of
was
4.
right. Whoever was the sniper, we were getting their shots too. So we were getting a mixture of
Yeah, there were
shots.
2 bursts of 4. There were 3 shots before then, and yeah, whatever echo was going on.
Yeah, like Tammy said, there's too much that does not make sense about all this.
No.
And everybody's saying that it's going to be another JFK incident.
It makes perfect sense. It makes absolutely perfect sense. The fucking Fed boys did it again. That's what happened.
That's what they're saying, because we're never going to get the real truth.
Me from the disprove that, then go ahead. But yeah,
right.
We all know what happened.
Right. But there is so much
like
stuff
7
going on.
years from now, they'll come out with the truth. And, oh my God, look what happened! And like, yeah, we've been telling you that forever. Just like the 2020 election, we were right the whole time, and they just don't catch on. So it's up to us to kind of navigate this boat because we're the ones in the lead.
Yeah, Dennis still thinks there's 8 shots. He still thinks there's 8 shots. I believe that I heard more. Yeah, but I mean, but we'll never find out unless
Dennis, you can hear 4 shots. It doesn't matter.
Well, unless they show us the bullets that came from dude's gun, we'll never know how many actual were his shots or if he even took shots.
Yeah, the only reason that I wonder if this wasn't.
And I don't know what everybody's talking about
bullet
echo anyway, because it's not that big of an area.
Keep going, bro.
Yeah, sorry. The only reason I wonder if this is not a JFK type scenario where there was at least 2 shooters, because we all know there was 2 shooters, is because I believe if there were 2 shooters, they would have finished the job at that point. I mean, because think about this. All this did, this just cinched up the election for Trump. Trump just won over the independent votes with this, I believe. If they were going to do this, if they had 2 shooters on both ends, they would have finished the job when they stood him up. I mean, if somebody was on the other side, I mean, they had his chest completely exposed. They could have finished the job if they had 2 shooters. So that's the only reason I don't know if I believe there were 2 shooters. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like they would have finished it.
If there were 2 shooters, if there were 2 shooters and they didn't finish the job, it's because they didn't want to finish the job.
Exactly my point.
Not
but
only
I think
that, but I haven't seen a billion screenshots of the second shooter like I have the first. But that doesn't mean that it didn't happen that way, because if they didn't finish it off trying to get us to trying off Biden for them, and that's not going to happen. We're not going to do their dirty work.
Exactly. Now, Vic says that one witness afterwards that was directly behind Trump said they were told there was a shooter on both sides, and then they were told to leave the area. And only one shooter was down. So now that's the first I hear it. And Billy Bob just said 2 shooters for sure. Feds got rid of their second Lee Harvey Oswald.
Because if there was a second and third active shooter, why the hell would they let Trump stop for the fucking microphone? No.
Well, that's what Tammy said too.
Incompetent bodyguard. Yeah, like
that's what Tammy said too. Why the hell would they let Trump go on the stage if they knew about this?
Yeah, exactly. He
I
shouldn't
think
have
the
been
only reason they
anywhere
let him
near
pause
that
like that
stage.
is because they saw the guy that was down.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing that is the most screwed up about this is that apparently the police knew, and I'm not bad-mouthing the police here because the local police are not trained to this capacity. I think that they did, everything that they could given the circumstances. This really falls on the Secret Service. They knew that there was at least one active shooter 150 yards away. Why was he allowed anywhere near that stage?
Yeah.
Nobody can answer that question. Why in the hell was he anywhere near
Why
the
was
stage?
he able to go up on a roof? Like,
Yeah.
That too. But even if he made it to the roof, and they know he's up there regardless. We know this already. Nobody's disputed that yet. You still allowed him to go on stage, 150 yards away from a guy holding a rifle. I mean, come on.
from a question mark, even if you couldn't see the rifle, there's a dude on a roof that's not on the property. Don't let the president come out until you check that dude.
No, exactly.
And usually they do station somebody on every roof, and that was the closest building to the stage.
Yes, that's what I said. You couldn't have asked for a better vantage point if you were going to assassinate somebody.
That's when none of this adds up.
150 yards is nothing.
I guess according to Vic, that the woman that actually said that about the 2 shooters said, but you can't find her video now. And I do have all the 3. And I don't want to play all of them because they are a little long here. But I do want to show you the actual shot that whoever was on there, the state police or the Secret Service was on the roof. This is the time when somebody was actually filming him when they took their shot. Take a look at this.
And that's a little if you want to really see something that's said, take a look what happened.
Now you see where he was shooting at, but the sound of those things doesn't sound like it was coming from that direction.
No, it wasn't, because those police officers you showed there did not shoot in that footage. He was repositioning his gun, you could tell. But that's the thing that's even worse about this is, and like I said, it's police. It's not Secret Service. They're not trained to that capacity for that. But still, just how long it took them to respond to this. I mean, shots are being fired, and the dude's repositioning his gun, moving it back. Like he didn't fire a shot in that video.
That was the first shot that kicked him backwards.
Those shots were coming from the guy that shot Trump. Those weren't coming for the police officers that you showed there.
Those shouldn't have been cops up there. Those should have been Secret Service agents.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, because according to Dan Bongino, they were the Secret Service.
Want to go about it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They look like local police. I thought I saw Pennsylvania.
And according to Matt Spear, they shot. Oh.
Right. And the first shot, and then he repositioned, because he must have been off balance when he first shot the first one, because he pulled backwards and then he repositioned. But they didn't take the shot before, because they were sending a response team over to check out the building because of their line of sight was off, and they couldn't see whether he had a gun or not. So they were sending a response team over to check on it.
Anyway.
But exactly. And they didn't have a chance to get there before he started shooting. So that's what happened with that, as far as why didn't they respond. And there was stories too about getting permission from the head director of the Secret Service, but I guess that was not the case, as Dan said it was. said
You
that
don't need to do that.
Right.
That would
If
be
your life's in
ridiculous.
danger and they can see a gun, they can shoot.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, the point of the Secret Service is to have people that can respond in an emergency and just make snap decisions really fast and save lives.
Right.
Having a process in that unit where they have to get confirmation from the top person before they act, no, that defeats the entire purpose of having a Secret Service. So I don't know what the hell that's all about.
Yeah. Well, he was denied. They keep saying, the Secret Service keeps saying that he was not denied extra men. But to find out, he was denied. And from the director, she denied to send extra people to Trump. And they keep saying that he was not denied. Yes, he was. They found out he was definitely denied multiple times. And Dan Bongino has sources that proved it, that he was denied by her.
Well,
And that's why he kept saying
he
she should
wasn't
resign.
denied because they did send him some help, but they didn't send him the help and support that he needed for the situation, and they know that because they sent all that help to protect Joe Biden and Jill Biden because they figured that when they killed Trump, then we would go after them. Not the case.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and you want to know something that's even more, that'll piss you off even more? They took a number of Secret Service agents off Trump, and guess who they gave them to?
Jill, probably.
Jill Biden, when she made her appearance in Pittsburgh recently, they gave him the freaking Jill Biden.
It just so happened to coincide with that.
That is unbelievable. Not surprising though.
Oh yeah, Billy Bob said the same
doctor.
thing. yeah. Fuck calling her a doctor. That dumb elder abuse bitch should be charged like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, and Tammy said the same thing.
Really
the sniper said
at least an elderly abuse charge because she is.
Oh yeah, no shit. She's doing it like crazy. But there's so many articles that we got going on over here that is unreal. I mean, you could go with all the Democrats that are saying stuff, but what's that? What'd you say, William?
Get into it. What do we got next? Bring it on.
We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff here going on, but I'm gonna let you see. I had to put this. It was what Dan Bongino said, and it's his tweet that he said about what was going on with that director, and I put it in a video for like 25 seconds so you could read it. So here we go. He says, I want to repeat and can absolutely confirm that the Secret Service Director, Kim Jong has repeatedly turned down requests for a large security footprint around President Trump, despite knowing the threat level is a catastrophic and she should resign today. And he is right. And
that is accurate.
She just, it is. And it should never, they should be able to push her out. But what do the Republicans do? They're sending her a letter to have her come to a hearing. Typical weak-ass Republican, what we have right now.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing, and believe me, I'm the biggest critic of the Republicans, but this decision falls on Joe Biden and Joe Biden alone because the Republicans in the House really can't do anything. You know, from what I understand, it's the president's decision and the president's decision alone, essentially, when it comes to this. If Joe Biden really wanted to show unity, like he keeps preaching over and over and over again, he would fire the head of the Secret Service right now. Right now, make sure Trump and RFK, even though I'm no fan of RFK, have all the protection that they could possibly give them. But we all know he's not going to do that.
He's not even giving RFK any.
No, he is now.
Is he?
Yes.
It's about damn time.
After Trump
got his team.
Called for it, Trump called for RFK.
I heard that.
Secret Service, and they finally did it today.
Well, you think they would have done him?
That's just because he got lost in the paperwork, and everybody kind of forgot about him.
Yeah,
he's actually running. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
okay.
That should have happened immediately. There's no reason it should have taken this long for RFK to get Secret Service protection.
No, but I'm going off of what Billy Bob just said because I've got two. Because Billy Bob says that bitch from TikTok. All right. Well, we're going with the first one, and I got because the other one is something different. But listen to this bitch from Libs of TikTok. You'll love this.
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody had the balls to bring a pew. Anything. We were a centimeter away. Half of the problem being gone, and you missed. There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it. We were a centimeter away.
You believe that shit? Where's your mic at, Brendan?
Sorry, I said I see somebody that doesn't have to worry about getting an abortion ever.
No shit.
My.
Oh, sure she does. Drunk idiots love sticking themselves or something.
You got a point, I guess.
The only issue I have with that video is that it's genuine. That's
I know. But you think that one's bad? Take a look at this one. Take a look at this one real quick.
PSA. If you have spoken out against the unspeakable violence toward Donald Trump, but have not said shit about Palestine, you don't get to speak out against Donald Trump. Because if you're going to stand up there and say, oh, it doesn't matter what party you're affiliated with, but you haven't said one thing about genocide, then we all know what party you're affiliating yourself with.
Okay, now, so if we don't back a terrorist group like Hamas in Palestine, we're not allowed to say anything about Trump. What the fuck is all that?
I think she's just mad because she didn't make it before Golden Corral closed. look like Rosie O'Donnell.
Echo. They're saying we have echoes. I don't know why, because I don't have any volumes on.
Yeah, on the videos you're getting a audio loop.
I wonder why. Well, StreamYard is having.
I don't know.
Yeah, StreamYard is having trouble with their audio and stuff today, so that might be why they're
with their video and backgrounds and stuff like that.
Right. So they are having issues today. So that might be fixed for tomorrow's show, guys. But I can't do anything about it. They said they were going to fix it, so we'll have to deal with it.
This lady's entertaining because this shows an exact example of all the garbage that's being pushed on college campuses. It's being pushed on social media. It's being pushed by assholes on Wimkin. If you think that Israel does not deserve to be able to determine their own governmental structure, you can go away. Because that's literally saying, okay, well, these people no longer have a right to govern how they want to rule themselves. And last I checked, Israel's not trying to launch 300 rockets into the Gaza Strip. It's much like the Ukraine situation in the fact that Russia could march just their military into the Ukraine, and there would be no space left in Ukraine. I'm just saying. You can't. Don't be a dick, and don't buy the Palestine bullshit.
Yep.
Just saying.
Nope. They've been ruled by Hamas for too long, and these people are brainwashed by a terrorist organization.
All I know is I'm never.
You want to talk about not being able to get along with liberals? Okay, you can't get along with terrorists.
Yeah.
You beat me to my point. I said I was going to say that.
Okay.
All I know is I'll never support a group that always chants death to America. I think that's enough to not support these people.
Right. Exactly. I'm going to say
while not chanting it while like taking money from the country you're saying death to.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Exactly. I'm going to save the witness interviews for tomorrow night because they're pretty long and I don't want to take up all the time on here, but for tonight. So here's a quick video of the body after they shoot him. Now, see if you can tell if it's his kid or not, because he got long hair and stuff. So take a look at this.
Lá em cima, né? Lá em cima. Aqui, ó. We can see the guy down. I think the hit of the guy is It looks bad.
Now, they didn't show it again. They blurred that one out. They showed the body, and there was blood running down his face.
Very impressive picture.
No, it was not. That was not a good one to show. I'll have to get the other one for tomorrow night and show the actual blood and stuff, unless they're going to remove it too, so you can't look. But what I was talking about earlier with the sheriff, it's a minute long, but I want you to listen to why this cop should have never done it. And this is coming from that sheriff of Butler County. Listen to this.
Tonight, new details in the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Butler County Sheriff Michael Sloop confirms to me an armed municipal officer with Butler Township encountered shooter Thomas Crooks before he fired shots from a rooftop building outside of the perimeter of the rally.
All I know is the officer had both hands up on the roof to get up onto the roof. Never made it because the shooter had turned towards the officer, and rightfully and smartfully, the officer let go.
Sheriff Sloop says before the shooting, this officer and others were previously alerted to a suspicious person and began searching for him right away. The sheriff tells me this officer was hoisted by another officer to the roof of the building where the shooter had taken a position. The shooter, Crooks, focused his rifle toward the officer, who let go and fell off the roof. Then the 20-year-old began firing into the crowd.
I cannot believe that sheriff would even say that. He should have done that. That could have stopped all of this, and nobody would have died.
This is what happens when you put somebody who is not able to handle the responsibilities of sitting in an emergency exit row sits in an emergency exit row.
Right.
Dude, this was your fucking job. Your job is to take a bullet. That's your only duty. Protect the public, whatever the cost. Your life doesn't matter anymore. Get up there, take that fucking bullet, and stop that assassination. But no, he didn't do that because he's a bitch. So that's how I feel about that.
And you're right. What do you think, Brendan?
I agree. I mean, there's just failures all around, as I said. I mean, it was just too much stuff has gone wrong, as I said before, for this to not be intentional. That's what pisses me off about this more than anything. I mean, because this was so easily avoidable. It should have never happened. And it's not only Trump, as we mentioned before, that got shot, was, centimeters away from being killed. But we have I believe he was a retired firefighter, if I remember correctly, died.
Yep.
Leaving behind a wife and kids, and there were two others that were injured as well. This should have never happened.
No, but I'm not going to play any more videos, guys, because they're all saying that they can't even listen to it at all because there's an echo. Does any of you two have your volumes on?
Yeah, it was hard for me.
Yeah, mine's way down though.
All my stuff's going to my headphones.
It's got to be StreamYard then. So we'll save the videos for tomorrow night, guys, because we're going to definitely go over this again. So let's do a couple articles here. But this one, of course, it just talks about they identified the shooter. Hell with that one. Let's see, attempted assassination at Trump rally and the updates of the video. We're not even going to do with that one. Let's see what this next one is. I'm saving everything, like the Marines said yesterday about saving, like I told you at the beginning of the show. Bloody but unbowed, Trump survives assassination attempt and vows to proceed with convention, which he's one tough son of a bitch, boy, because he is there.
Yep. He's going to be, I think he's speaking tonight, is he not?
I don't know. They don't keep saying. And
I've been keeping my eye on Fox.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk's on right now.
Oh, okay.
Trump rally shooting, live updates. Trump says doctor called his survival a miracle. FBI still investigating shooter's motives. I don't think we're ever going to get a motive.
Do we really need one? We know what his motive was. It was to assassinate Donald Trump. Isn't that
kind
the
of simple.
motive alone?
I would think
his motive was crazy bullshit, left-wing liberal media talking points and sound bites, because they never actually explain them well enough for any of their people who use this stuff as reasons to do bad things to explain them, because they don't understand it.
Well, exactly. It's like what you just said, because when Biden said, a day or two before this happened, that Trump was the bullseye.
Yep. Trump needed to be put in the bullseye is what he said.
Right. And then we got the big nose. I'm not going to show it to you today. Tomorrow I'll show it to you if they fix the streaming. But the big nose Goldberg said Trump needs to be eliminated, or Goldman, whatever the hell his name is.
See, I'd be curious to see how many articles over the last 2 months have had any kind of presidential threat in the headline, as far as that goes. Like it's time to put him in the crosshairs, or it's time to do something, or this or that, the action words. Because that's a lot of people get triggered over bullshit. They hear too much of the wrong thing, and then they take action based on, okay, well, it's obviously the sentiment if all the news is saying the same thing, so let's just light this fuse.
Yeah, and does anybody remember? I can't remember if this guy was on CNN, MSNBC, but really, what's the difference? Who actually said at one point, now this was a while ago, this was a few years ago, Trump, hell, I can't remember if this was before or after Trump left office, but he actually said the quote, "It is time to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump." Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
But they're gonna talk about Trump's
I heard that
rhetoric.
somewhere today. There's an article.
Yeah, Don Jr. was actually interviewed by MSNBC today, and they wanted to talk about Donald Trump's rhetoric. After everything that the media and the left have done, completely demonizing this guy, that, you know, would inspire somebody to do this, but we all know that this guy was a CIA psyop, as we said before. But they want to talk about rhetoric, really?
Hi, Joan.
Come on. When was the last Democrat where there was an assassination attempt? We don't do that. That is their side.
No, we don't bother. We just take their job. You know, we just vote them out.
We're too busy going to work. We don't have time to do that shit.
Exactly. Dennis said it's only a failure if you see it. That trying to protect Trump. Actually, it was almost complete success. As Maxwell Smart said, missed it by that much. I love Maxwell Smart too. You got Brendan probably won't remember Maxwell Smart.
Programming alert.
Fox
is saying,
Fox
is saying soon Trump to appear at the RNC. So I guess he is speaking at some point tonight. For
that is coming up.
Oh shit! Great. But I'm not going to play any more videos. But we got ABC News blaming us and Trump, and that will be again for tomorrow night. They're blaming us for the shooting and Trump for the shooting because of the way we and Trump speaks about the Democrat Party. Really? You got to hear this. This is Martha Raddick and George Snuffleupagus.
Because the Democrat got shot at. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Yeah. So there's, I mean, I knew, and we said it yesterday as we were watching all this unfold, that this was what was going to happen. We said the Democrats are going to pull this bullshit and try to spin this shit around, but they can't. They can't spin this shit. Everybody saw it live as it happens. Exactly. Ta-da! You dumb fucks. It gets me because, I mean, I've got a couple of those videos, and that's the alleged dirtball, but I got the 3 witnesses that they showed me, a redheaded guy, and man, they really picked the homeliest guys to interview too. So it's like I got that.
No,
then
like
we got
a redheaded guy. I'd have a drink with that dude. Like we could.
He seems about the best out of all of them. Then I got a next Secret Service agent, but because of the videos are so messed up tonight, I'm not going to play any more of them, guys, because they're not getting anything out of it anyways. Yeah. They've been given their script. You damn right, Tammy. They've all been scripted. They're all good actors. And that's what they do, period. It's called projection. Whatever you're doing, accuse the other person of it. And the Democrats have been doing this forever, though. They've been doing it forever. And we've said this how many times, Brendan?
That's what I was going to say. How many times have we mentioned it on here? Whatever they accuse Trump and MAGA of doing is exactly what they were guilty of doing themselves. It is every single time.
And this is coming out to be the same way right now. I mean, it's working the same way. So it just never fails. And my cameras are so messed up. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Thankfully, I don't think anyone's buying the bullshit anymore. I think people see through this. I was just
noticing that.
Yeah, everything is going on is bullshit. But the only ones that believe this stuff are the fucking liberals.
Yeah, and I think even that number is dwindling. I think even some of the liberals that still have a shred of common sense, which I believe there are more of them than we think there are. I think that they may not like Trump still, which is fine. This is America. I don't know how anybody likes Joe Biden, but still beside the point. But I think even a lot of liberals are starting to realize that everything they've been told over the last 8 years, ever since Donald Trump's political career launched, is complete bullshit. Everything they've been told has been bullshit. They realize that this guy, even if they don't like him, is not a threat to the nation, is not a white supremacist, is not not Hitler reincarnated, as the media, keeps telling them over and over again. And they see how they went after him with this lawfare, see the assassination attempt. I think a lot of people on both sides of the aisle are starting to wake up. I really do.
What you got there, William?
I think on top of that, not only are they starting to wake up, but they're losing options. The debate cost them Joe Biden. The lack of an assassination cost them any, third party they were going to install there. I don't know. Maybe they were hoping we'd take out the VP and president, and then they put Pelosi in charge. I don't know. At this point, they have no more balls in their court. It's like when you're playing. Remember playing dodgeball in grade school, and you'd run up to the line and grab the ball and then run back, and then eventually all the balls would be on the other person's team, and they'd just be lining y'all up. That's what we're seeing right now. The Democrats have no balls. Right now, what we are doing is taking out targets as we decide what targets need to be taken out while they take out themselves. So if we can just keep this momentum rolling, if we can keep our focus and we can keep from shooting ourselves in the foot, we got this, dude. We could revamp this whole game.
100%.
No doubt. John says, I am seeing posts that Joe called the widow and Trump has not contacted her. Is this true? I don't think
the widow denied his call, denied Biden's call.
Oh, really? Yeah. I did not hear that one.
Yes.
No way.
But he called her, though. He called her.
Biden
but he tried to call her, so that's okay. As long as he tried. It doesn't matter if he talked to her or not. But I don't know if
it totally makes it all the better.
Yeah, right. As long as he dialed the phone.
Trump was probably a little busy recovering from his bullet wound and, planning on how he's going to stay alive until November. The dude's got a lot on his plate. Sorry.
Yeah, I would be a little shook up, too, if I heard
Meanwhile,
the
you have
actual
people
bullet. People like what?
It'd be like getting bit by the biggest freaking bee ever.
Exactly.
I was just going to say, people like Tom McDonald, who are putting out things that are, like his T-shirt thing he just did. If you look him up over on YouTube, you'll see he's putting out a T-shirt thing. Everybody who buys one of these shirts that says "Ballots, not bullets," all that money is going to the family of Corey C. and the other guy that got shot, and to try and help them with medical expenses. Bro, Patriots are doing our job to try and give money and resources to where it needs to be got. They probably ought to give Trump a fucking break because the dude's busy.
Yeah, and I don't buy any report that says that he hasn't called yet, because when have we ever known Trump not to call somebody after a crisis?
Yeah, I know.
Bro, he was on the ground when hurricane struck, man. He was first on with the first responders, bro. He was there.
Exactly. Oh, even
on the ground. So why would he not?
Right, and even not too far from where me and Charlie are at right now, just over in East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah.
Trump was there a full year before Biden was. He didn't have to go out there. He's not the president right now.
No.
Technically anyway.
Lee says, William, will you please just once yell, can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
If I did, it would be epic. I might have to do that one of these times. It'd be good. Or like another comparison. Some guy asked me the other day if I was related to Tech 9. And I'm like, no, I'm not. We have a little bit of the same bone structure, but I'm like 1.5 feet taller than that guy. Come on now.
Oh my God. All right, guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight and engaging with us in chat and getting your frustrations out. We've all got frustrations going on right now because this pissed off a lot of people with what's been going on. So let us remember that there's strength in numbers and that we must fight to regain control of our country. We have to stop this mental health problem in our country, and there's something like this never happens again. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. We're going to keep going over all this stuff. We got a lot more to go over. So with that being said, I'll leave you with this. As we draw the curtain on this solemn day, let us gather the fragments of our hearts, the shards of grief, the splinters of doubt, and weave them into a tapestry of resilience. Today we walk through the valley of the shadows of our forefathers, echoing the ache of loss. But remember this, America's story is not etched in despair alone. It's written in the link of courage. The margins filled with the indomitable spirit of ordinary men and women who rise when the tempests rage. Our conservative viewpoint is a lighthouse, a beacon that pierces the fog of uncertainty. We've championed liberty, not as an abstract ideal, but as the lifeblood of our republic. Our Constitution, weathered by time, remains our compass dashed of the North Star, guiding us through the rough seas. In these fractured times, we find strength in dialogue, the crucible where ideas clash, refine, and emerge stronger. We may disagree, but let us never forget that our shared love for this land transcends partisan lines. We are stewards of legacy, legacies that demand more than rhetoric. It demands action. As the night deepens, let us stand the embers of hope. We honor the fallen by standing taller, by bridging divides, by nurturing the saplings of unity. Our tears are not signs of weakness. They are tributes to our humanity. A reminder that compassion binds us, even when ideologies diverge. And as you turn off your computers and cell phones and close out our podcast, know this: America endures because of you. Your engagements, your disconcernment, your unwavering belief that promise of a more perfect union, they matter. May the winds of liberty fill your sails, and may we emerge from the night stronger, wiser, and more united. Thank you for joining us tonight. And tomorrow night we'll get into the same thing like I said. So until then, stay informed, stay compassionate, and may our hopes be your guide. All right, guys. Nice having you guys on tonight. So good night, everyone. Say good night, guys.
Catch you all later.
See you tomorrow.
See you.